All right. It is February 3rd, 2024, and I'm like impressed with how this lighting is. We're going to test something real quick. If you've ever been by my channel or anything like that, you know that I have this song by one of my moderators who's fully independent. You'll understand why I bring that notion into play here shortly. He owns all the rights to his music. He owns and has done everything to get the correct rights to the beats he's produced. And afterwards, we're gonna dive into a couple things. I'm gonna hit on what each platform is doing, like what they're all kind of doing wrong, and I actually have another one with Kick, and it's not necessarily a breakdown or a freaking whatchamacallit a script. It's just me having notes. So before I dive into the thing, I sent Buggy a message asking if he could do a song on my motto, Undefeated Mindset. And I have that painted up above the window whenever I redid this room. I took some paint and I wrote it so that whenever I look around, I can see that and, be reminded of everything. So, here it is. And this is what you hear on the starting soon / intro. We'll touch on why I'm doing this here in a second.
Big Millie Beats.
Yeah, a lot of y'all think you know me, but what you don't know, you about to learn. Let's get this shit, man. Got times out here trying to be friends. Bitch, don't you know, are you brainless? I all got brothers in my circle to ride with me to the very end. Sacrifice every day, see my favorite eyes. Undefeated mindset is what I live by. Can't stop me, gotta get my money. Can't stop this hustle, it's code I live by. Got times out here trying to be friends. Bitch, don't you know, are you brainless? I all got brothers in my circle to ride with me to the very end. Sacrifice every day, see my favorite eyes. Undefeated mindset is what I live by. Can't stop me, gotta get my money. Can't stop this hustle, it's code I live by. Gotta get this bread so I can eat right. Sacrifice a lot and still watch my mom cry. Left my family to serve this country. I came back with a new plan in mind. Trap it first and stack it high. Let's burn it, let it be bright. Visions keep me awake at night. Demons haunt me cause there is no light. I started this fight just to live right. Became a demon in the night. Gave up everything, that's called sacrifice. Took a gamble and rolled my dice. Like the boogeyman's gamble on life. 7 or 11s are always right. Stack your bread up, keep the famine tight. It'll always help you sleep at night. Let dreams flow through these bars. I don't wanna be a star. I just wanna send a message, man. Is it really that hard to live your life and not let it tear you apart? Listen to the voice deep in your heart. Keep to the hustle, it's just a start. It all ends right back at the start. Got times out here trying to be friends. Bitch, don't you know, are you brainless? I all got brothers in my circle to ride with me to the very end. Sacrifice every day, see my family rise. Undefeated mindset is what I live by. Can't stop me, gotta get my money. Can't stop this hustle, it's code I live by. Got times out here trying to be friends. Bitch, don't you know, are you brainless? I all got brothers in my circle to ride with me to the very end. Sacrifice every day, see my family rise. Undefeated mindset is what I live by. Can't stop me, gotta get my money. Can't stop this hustle, it's code I live by. Got out my mama's house, that's how I started out. Ain't gonna lie, gotta give you where it started. Then took me to the streets, got out the gutter. Sacrifice time, sacrifice money, sacrifice lives, didn't see that coming. Did my time, so I was always running. All these drugs could keep me numb. Dealt with the trouble, so I got it out the mud. I see coppers still always run. Never gonna snitch, never gonna switch up. Try and catch me, I ain't never gonna slip up. There ain't no privilege, give this shit up. Just the upper class trying to control us. Taking our money and taking our kids, but no one wants to speak up. They just want us to not exist, cause they enjoy the pain like any good narcissist. Creating problems, man, creating issues, cause they never walked a mile in their shoes. They're the ones with everything to lose. They never wanna face the truth, cause they don't give a fuck about you. And that's an absolute. I hope these bars will speak to you. Got times out here trying to be friends. Bitch, don't you know, all you brainless, I all got brothers in my circle to ride with me to the very end. Sacrifice every day, see my family rise, undefeated mindset is what I live by. Can't stop me, gotta get my money, can't stop this hustle, it's code I live by. Got topics out here, try to be friends. Bitch, don't you know, all you brainless, I all got brothers in my circle to ride with me to the very end. Sacrifice every day, see my family rise, undefeated mindset is what I live by. Can't stop me, gotta get my money, can't stop this hustle, it's a code I live by.
Now you ask, why would I play a song and not chime in on anything while it's going other than, anything in its entirety? Well, I'll tell you. And it solely has to do with an entity known as Matter, who decided that they were going to put a copyright claim on my video, the last podcast I did, where I played another artist who I have full rights and permission to play any released music. I have already gone and taken care of every step beforehand back in 2020. Matter and any other third-party entity that wants to try to copyright claim me, provide your email address, contact me, so I don't have to sit here and put you asses on blast. Because I want my copyright shit. I want my fucking little dispute. So, to the people at Matter, y'all can reach out to me. Because at this point in time, I'm a little miffed. Because what a lot of people don't know is many moons ago, alright, many moons ago, and this is why I'm not new in this industry. I had another company called Rico Management try to, on their behalf, represent Five Finger Death Punch with the video I had, excuse me, with the video I had done on their song The Pride. I had permission from the artist, I had permission from the label, and the recording studio. All three entities to include the rights holders. It wasn't enough. After the first dispute was done, I re-uploaded the video. Keep in mind, this video was taken down and re-uploaded, and I had over 500,000 non-monetized views in 2 weeks. 2 fucking weeks, 500,000. Like that. Round 1, I won. Round 2, I won that one again. This time a little bit more unprofessionalism on my part, because they kept calling me while I was at work, while I was on active duty. However, this time, I ain't on active duty, and I don't have to get off the phone when somebody calls me. I can easily put somebody's ass in their place if they so choose to. And if they want to reach out to me at any point in time, they have my email, and Matter has my phone number because I provided it to them on the claim dispute. I bring this up for a reason, because the third fucking time I had to contact YouTube, and I had to CC Rico Management or include them in the email as well, and ask, what resolution will this go so that, or it wasn't Rico Management, it was like some other type of management bullshit company trying to do the same thing as them. I said, what resolution at this point are we going to go? Because y'all have already heard the, excuse me. Y'all have already heard from the artist and the label and everything else. And y'all said that I was good to go. However, y'all are saying I'm not. What resolution are we going to go in? Well, you could pay us $5,000 per infraction per day because of the DMCA charge, or you can go ahead and get rid of your 3 channels so that there's no more interference on your part. Like, you know how long I actually worked my ass off for that? They didn't care. All they wanted was money. So I deleted 3 channels that had a combined 25,000 subscribers, which I was about to merge into one and continue creating content that way. Lucky for me, that door closed and another one on Justin TV open. But I bring this up for a reason. Because do not think for a second that just because you're the little guy, you can't win. Things exist for a reason. There's a process that exists for a reason. There's a way of doing things properly for a reason, especially when it comes to this area of topic. All right. I'm pull up a tweet real quick that I just seen, and it kind of corresponds with things that are happening. Y'all do not know there were New York Police Department officers and a lieutenant that was brutally attacked by, and I'm gonna bring up this one here in a second, by illegal immigrants, people who have entered this country illegally. If I was to go into another country illegally, I am considered an illegal immigrant. Do you understand the context of this? Illegal. And the notion on the terminology of illegal is something that's not legal. I don't understand why it's such a big fucking issue. Anyways, this is from at Travis_N_Flint. Happening now, District Attorney Alvin Bragg has finally given a public statement on the illegals who attacked NYPD officers and were released. According to him, quote, "We don't have enough evidence," end quote, even though they have footage of the assault happening. And I will not show it because it's pretty fucking disturbing. This is the same DA who, quote, "had enough evidence," end quote, to indict Daniel Penny, even though all of the other passengers thanked Penny. This same DA, this is the same DA Bragg who, quote, "had enough evidence," quote, to indict Trump. People like Bragg don't care about justice. It's all a political theater for them. Why are we still allowing these Soros-funded district attorneys to stay in office and destroy our communities? Because now you got 2 sanctuary cities, New York and Chicago, and the mayors are sitting there begging our governor to stop sending them to their cities. Well, there's an issue with that. When you don't want to secure your borders, and whenever a state is trying to do everything that it can to ensure the sanctity and the safety of its people, excuse me, the leader of that state, the governor of that state, and the different officials within that state have to find something to safeguard its citizens. That's why Texas told the federal government, "Get the fuck out." And our own National Guard took over. That's why the Biden administration, the Department of Justice, the DOJ, has such an issue with the state exercising its sovereign fucking rights. If you are going to have an issue and not do your due diligence to ensure the sanctity and the safeguard of a state within your union and the other areas that are more or less under the control of said nation, and you have an issue with that state exercising its rights, you're a fucking dictator. There is no other ways to mince words. You are a goddamn dictator trying to overstep your bounds and overstep your checks and balances that's set forth within the fucking Constitution, the rules and regulations of how all three branches are supposed to work. You are trying to execute executive orders left and right, and Texas has had enough and said, no, go fuck yourself, get the fuck out of my state. We're not allowing you access. And I'm going to tell you now, if I was a commanding officer with the Texas National Guard, I'd tell the governor, any Border Patrol agency that is not within the state of Texas, and if they are from the Department of Justice, they will be seen as traitors and as a threat to security of the state of Texas, and deemed as hostile. Orders are to open fire upon approach. That's what I would do. Is that dark and morbid? Fuck yes it is. Do I care? Fuck no I don't. You know why? I would rather have the safety of that border than more fentanyl. Which, by the way, the Arkansas, and yeah, I'm actually using the terminology correctly. Normally I say Arkansas. The Arkansas governor said that there was enough, the amount of fentanyl that was seized was enough to kill every man, woman, and child, and every resident and citizen within the entire state. That's over 3 million fucking people. And they don't see that there's a problem here for the past 20 plus years. I think my dad had even commented on this. Like, he's seen it whenever he was growing up. And there's been no solution to it. Then enters Trump, who has a half-assed decent solution, which does work, albeit it does kind of work. But on the realm of things, it's like nobody in office, nobody in politics wants to actually get their hands dirty and do the fucking work. Here's a thought. I'll do the goddamn work. Put me in fucking office for 4 goddamn years. Watch how fast shit gets done. Because I'll tell Congress this straightforward. Your pay's frozen until you get to work. You're not taking half a year off whenever you've barely done anything. By the way, all assets are seized and the IRS is being audited. Oh, you heard me. The IRS will be audited. All of our NATO allies, and this is going to piss off the global audience, you have 90 days to come up with a comprehensive plan on why we should continue to spend X billion of dollars on defense budget for your own defense. Otherwise, you either A, pay us back everything we spent for the past 20 years, or the duration of what we've been spending on defense, or B, we're out. Simple. Watch how fast shit gets done. And I tell our adversaries, knock it the fuck off. Point blank. Have a little cordial meeting with them, do the handshake, the pomp and circumstance, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here today to tell, insert country's leader, hey, knock it the fuck off. Stop your shit. You can't I just fucking did. I'm gonna tell you right now, knock it the fuck off. What would you do? You don't want to know. You ever heard the term fuck around and find out? You're fucking around and you will find out. Knock it the fuck off. And then one other thing I would do is if anybody wants to become a citizen that has, sought asylum and can't really find a way to go about an expedited process towards their citizenship, 4 years minimum servitude on active duty with whatever branch they choose. Upon completion of your first enlistment, you will earn your United States citizenship. Because if you are going to go for your U.S. citizenship, and only if you're able-bodied, mind you, either male or female, only if you're able-bodied. I'm not going to have some 60-year-old man who's worked his entire life that's just trying to seek a better life for his generational family. I'm not gonna do that. I will have something set in place for him, such as if you could show the due diligence of what you've done previously in the country to show what you will want to do in the betterment of this country, we'll work with you to get it done quicker. But right now, there's such a delay in everything; it's not even funny. I bring this fuckhead up because of the attacks that happened in DC, and to kind of core along and go with everything. This is from Benny Johnson's Twitter, mind you. This is a U.S. representative. I don't even know how to say her name. Pamela Jayapal. Excuse the butchering on it. I don't give a fuck. She wants people to call. She wants people to call the illegals human beings and not illegals. She's tired of that language. Just listen to this bullshit.
Again, the majority is wasting our time by putting forward a piece of legislation that has zero chance of becoming law and that is extraordinarily broad. No one condones driving under the influence. We should do everything we can to prevent people from getting behind the wheel while intoxicated.
She's talking about those who are here on a green card and on a visa driving while under the influence, and yeah, they make up more deaths per capita in the US than what's that? What's that stat y'all like to do? Oh yeah, make up more deaths than motherfucking firearms.
But this bill, designed to scapegoat and denigrate immigrants, will not solve the serious problem of DUIs. Public safety threats, including those who have been convicted of serious DUI offenses, are already inadmissible and removable under the Immigration and Nationality Act, and this bill would not change or enhance that. Under the INA, a conviction of a crime involving moral turpitude, where the punishment can be for a year or longer, makes an individual deportable. Courts have ruled over and over again that serious DUI offenses that put others at risk are CIMTs and make the perpetrators deportable.
Well, if they didn't break the law and they're here on a visa, that visa is given to you, and same thing with a green card, that visa and green card is given to you with good faith and trust that you will abide by the law. You know, not drive under the influence of alcohol, not drive under the influence of narcotics, not drive under the influence on anything. Oh, and by the way, she's gonna say something. I'm gonna go ahead and jump ahead. Putting the key in the ignition is moral grounds on arrest with anybody that is under the influence, whether or not the car is started running or if you just had the battery on. Because that key in the ignition is you willingly to start the motor vehicle and have it running. By you putting the key in the ignition, you have turned it from a stationary to a prepped motionary item.
But this bill isn't about serious offenses, Mr. Speaker. Far from it. The bill says that a conviction for a single DUI offense, misdemeanor or felony, makes you instantly deportable, and an admission to such an offense makes you instantly inadmissible. No questions asked. I can understand maybe the appeal of something that sounds like a zero tolerance policy. But let me tell you, Mr. Speaker, if we had that kind of policy here in the House of Representatives, there would be several members that would not be members of this chamber.
Interesting. So you mean to tell me that there are people within the within your own body of Congress that have broken laws that are here either with the T1 visa that hasn't earned their citizenship and are serving in Congress? That's interesting you bring that up. Because now I argue that if you are to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives, the United States Congress, or anything up in D.C. where you have such control and such duty to shape this country, you need to be a fucking U.S. citizen in order to do so.
Moreover, by including every single type of DUI offense, this bill would make someone deportable for not driving under the influence. That's because states have a wide variety of opinions on what is a DUI. For example, Arizona.
Driving, the D in DUI, driving under the influence. There's no opinion about it. There's a straight up clear definition.
Arizona's DUI.
Or if you just want to go with UI, under the influence. OUI, operating under the influence. BUI, boating under the influence.
Statute allows people to be charged with a DUI if they are intoxicated and have, quote, physical control of their vehicle.
Yeah, because you're operating a moving item that weighs several thousand pounds that cause seriously bodily harm, and in some events, death to those who they hit.
Ninth Circuit found that the breadth of this statute means that, and I'm quoting here, one may be convicted under it for sitting in one's own car, in one's own driveway, with the key in the ignition and a bottle of beer in one's hand.
Open container if you are in the driver's seat is illegal. If you're a passenger and have an open container, depending on the state, it is not. If you are a driver and have an open container, that is illegal. That is an arrestable offense. So, again, we're in 225 out of 439. I'm literally shredding everything that she's saying. Anyways, let's see what more bullshit she's got to say.
End quote. Because of this, the Ninth Circuit determined that a conviction under this statute was insufficient to count as a deportable offense. As the court put it, drunken driving is despicable. Having physical control of a car while drinking is not. Their words, not mine. As many places across the country experienced cold spells in the last week or so, there are states that would allow prosecution of someone simply if they were sitting in their car with the heat on while inebriated, even if it was in their own driveway. Current law allows judges to use their discretion to look at the broader facts of the case. This bill would strip that discretion away from them and would mandate that even someone whose only crime was sitting in a parked car while inebriated must be deported. Let's not forget that deportability grounds like this, the one that this bill would create, impact immigrants who are here lawfully, those who my colleagues always like to say came the right way. By the way,
if they came the right way and actually have their citizenship and are not a dual citizen, then they have every grounds to go to court and fight it. If they are here on a visa or green card, they are not U.S. citizens. There's a stark difference between this, and this is why I really, really, really wish I could go in front of Congress or the House of Representatives or whatever fucking branch this bitch works in and literally say to their face, every single one of you fuckheads that have not upheld your oath needs to immediately resign and rescind every penny you've ever spent while in Congress.
Mr. Speaker, I'm one of those. I came here to this country at 16 years old. It took me 17 years to get my citizenship, and here I am as a proud member of the United States House of Representatives. Are we really saying that we think the best use of our very limited federal government resources is to work on deporting?
Very limited use of our federal government resources? Lady, Every single one of you idiots are fucking millionaires. I looked up your net worth. You're worth over 5 mil. Jesus Christ, man. Very limited federal resources. But federal real. Do you hear how you fucking sound? Very limited federal resources. Y'all have an infinite amount of federal resources. Don't give me that bullshit.
A green card holder who decided to sleep in their car rather than drive home drunk from a bar. A green card holder not trying to drive drunk, just trying to stay warm. I certainly don't think that's a good use of our resources. It's certainly not a good use of our time on this floor. But my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have made it clear that they're not interested in sensible solutions, just in sensationalism. This bill is another example of that. And I hope my colleagues will stop referring to people as illegals. People are human beings. They have different statuses. Some are undocumented. If you want to say some are illegal, but let's not call human beings illegal. Tired of that language. I urge my colleagues to reject this bill, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Stop referring them to as illegals. They're undocumented. They're human beings. They're undocumented illegal aliens that are human beings. Did I appease the bitch in fucking question? No, they're fucking illegal aliens. They're here illegally. They're not working to better anything except for their bottom dollar. They're not working to get their citizenship. They're not working to actually try to do everything the way that it's supposed to go, which will inadvertently cause them not to have due process on anything. My thing is, if you're sitting here saying very, very limited resources, you know, hey, let's just, you know, quickly. Do not sit there and try to lecture everybody whenever you make enough. Resign. What is the annual salary of a U.S. senator? $174,000. Same thing. By the way, in some situations, that's for life. Meanwhile, I'm stuck at just getting rough shot of what I was getting on active duty. Don't sit here and try to lecture the American people or anybody like that if you are making 6 fucking figures for you to take half a year off and literally you not doing a goddamn thing. Next topic, I will include this in the video. I'm not gonna go or I like in the video description on YouTube and Rumble and over on Spotify. I am not gonna sit here and talk about every single time thing. I am gonna address a few of them. So what this is a Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. He is a representative from Louisiana, and honestly, I think he's doing a damn good job as Speaker of the House. And I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat, as long as you are, or hell, even independent. Fuck no, if they're a socialist. No. Socialism does not work. It does not. People want to, you know, point out, oh, well, look at Venezuela. Okay, let's look at Venezuela. My neighbors are from Venezuela. If it works so well, how come people were fleeing in droves to fucking leave? If socialism works so well, how come people want to sit there and leave their country and come to a better opportunity, whether it be America or anybody else that has a democratic freedom, that is a republic? We are not a democracy. We are a republic. Anyways, here is 64 times the U.S. administration or the Biden administration undermined the border security. February 17th, 2021. The CDC, Centers for Disease and Prevention, exempted unaccompanied alien children, UAC, from Title 42 expulsion requirements, thereby encouraging UACs to come to the U.S. and parents to pay cartels to smuggle their children to the U.S. border. Next one, October 12th, 2021. Department of Homeland Security effectively suspended large-scale worksite enforcement, a key tool to deter the hiring and employment of illegal aliens. Here's one. Last year, August 10th, 2023. The Biden administration Office of Management and Budget requested nearly $14 billion in emergency funding that perpetuates the Biden administration's open border policies. For example, $600 million was requested for FEMA's shelter and services program, which provided airfare and hotels to illegal aliens. This is on top of the 363.8 spent by the program in fiscal year 2023. Go down a little bit more. The third. We're just going to touch on this one, and then, like I said, I will keep this one. I will put this inside the description. January 3rd, 2024. This happened last month. The Biden administration sued my state of Texas for enforcing a recently enacted Texas state law that allow Texas judges and magistrates to order illegal aliens to return to the foreign nation which they entered. This is exactly what I was alluding to and what I was referring to at the very beginning of this part. When the federal government in its entirety cannot do its goddamn job, it falls on the states to be able to do its job for them, to safeguard our own area. I mentioned this. If I see any goddamn DHS unit or anybody rolling through my neighborhood, it's on. And FBI, CIA, everybody else, Big Brother that's, fucking monitoring me, I goddamn mean it. It's on. I'm not fucking joking. It is on. Do not be rolling through the fucking neighborhoods. Stay the fuck away from us. We don't want your help because clearly you've shown to be incompetent in your own abilities. That's enough of the political bullshit. Super Bowl 2024. It will be the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting. Kind of, kind of glad I was wrong about the Chiefs 49ers with the Raven. I was kind of wrong with the Chiefs and Ravens with the Ravens' loss to the 49ers. But overall, or whoever the fuck they lost to, overall, it is it's pretty good. Pretty good to see, things play out. I was just checking the logo, see if there was any updated color scheme. This year was an interesting ride. I'll just leave it at that. For the other realm of sports and entertainment, WWE, The Rock came back. Cody Rhodes is probably going to go up to Seth Rollins. Rock came back to challenge Reigns at WrestleMania. I already foresee Reigns retaining. And it's somebody who has money and power just bullying his way into the spotlight. And honestly, if I'm Cody Rhodes or if I'm WWE management, I'm literally rescinding his contract and telling him you're fired. You haven't worked here in years. You haven't had a match in years. You haven't done anything on live television except for coming back once in a blue moon worthwhile in years. You'll say some random cliche bullshit and then leave for months on end. And come back and steal somebody's spotlight that's worked his ass off for. But hey, I'm not the writers. Speaking of writings, Kick announces requirements for Kick Creator Incentive Program. And Kick, we have an issue. We have an issue. Oh. Kick CEO Eddie Craven took to social media on Thursday to announce the requirements for a Kick Creator Incentive Program, which is now detailed and outlined. Not really. The Kick Creator Incentive Program is designed by the company to compensate streamers with revenue per individual stream. The platform goes on to say that they completed the prototyping process with 35 streamers, all of which span a wide concurrent viewership range from around 10 to around 1,500. And I do this because I'm like, yeah. And include IRL streamers, gamers, musicians, artists, and more. No. Process with verified streamers. The ones with the little fucking check mark. Not all. Because I've said this time and time again. Stop focusing on those who have the large numbers. Focus on your smaller ones. Focus on the ones that are dealing with so much bullshit your support section can't even figure out what to fucking do. Interestingly, Kick stated the following. Kick is allowing streamers to speak for streamers. Okay, yeah, no, that's fucking wrong. And develop the kind of program that works for serious streamers and not the out-of-touch corporations. Which seems like a clear shot at Twitch for doing at Twitch during the time of massive layoffs and the public statement from Twitch CEO Dan Clancy that the platform does not make a profit. Well, don't manage the contracts right whenever it comes to ads. Regardless of Kick's intentions, it is hard imagining that Kick will magically curve that trend, especially considering that their own content issues. But time will tell if they can actually turn a troubling industry tide. Here's what Kick is looking for. You must abide by Kick's TOS, community guidelines, and DCA policy. Your channel must be, oh, hey, look, verified on Kick before applying to the Kick Incentive Program. Kick channel profile set up with relevant links to your social media and a filled in about section. I have all that. I have all of this right here. I do abide this. I abide by this. Every single thing that I play, almost everything. The majority of the music I play, I have permission from either the artist or it is good to go to use. I do not have all this. I have this right here. This is easy. This is easy. Anyways, additionally, there seems to be some limitations. Oh, in regards to multi-streaming, a hot button topic among the streaming community due to how Twitch approached the topic. According to esports/gaming reporter Jake Lucky, streamers in the Kick Creator Incentive Program will be allowed to multi-stream to TikTok or Instagram, i.e., short-form content sites, but not to Twitch or YouTube. The reason why is they want you solo on the site. We believe that there should be no exclusivity on Kick. That's exclusivity on Kick. Now, that's the issue I have with it. However, the caveat to it is what I applaud with it. If you stream solely to Kick and or the short form content sites such as TikTok and Instagram, the hours you stream to Kick will be monetized. This is if you're in the incentive creator program. Which I'll be honest, if I ever get verified, I am not at this current stage gonna apply to the creator incentive program because there seems to be another issue that's going on with Kick, and it involves the 1099 forms. I'll touch on that in a second. With everything that on face value, I've reached out to Kick and I have not received any help in understanding. All I wanted to see was the document that outlined the rules, the regulations, the requirements, the do's and don'ts. I seen a Twitch contract back in 2020, thanks in part to a partner who sent it to me. Is like, I know you like reading over these. I figured you'd want this, and greatly appreciate him for doing that. I will not name his name because I do not want him to lose his partnership. Man worked too hard for that. But what I can't, what I cannot condone is Kick's support saying, "Oh, you have to meet the metrics first, and then you can apply." No, bitch. I want to see what the fucking thing is first. That's why I know whenever I do meet the metrics, if I want to apply or not. I'm not going to sit here, apply, and then read over. No, fuck that. That is business done in a wrong setting. And I'm not going to do that. Now, the issue that I have with Kick on the 1099s, I'm going to bring up Mischief Actual. We posted this about 20 hours ago. 1099 forums, taxes continue. Basically, long story short, there's a process that you have to go and take care of with with Kick because they don't immediately provide it for you because they're not a US based company. It doesn't fucking matter though. If you have the US currency per the IRS, our United States Internal Revenue Services, if you are a overseas entity and you provide payment to that person, you have to provide the 1099. That's it. There's no bones about it. Perfect example, Trovo. Well, yes, their headquarters is operated here in the U.S. over in I believe like Seattle area, maybe over somewhere on the West Coast. They're not a U.S. owned company, and yet I can still receive the 1099 from them. Kick, on the other hand, wants you to go through Stripe, create a VAT request, and everything else like that. And as you can see here, there's no fucking portal to do this. Which is why if I ever do make the threat over the threshold, I'm gonna give them until the end of January to send me the 1099, which is required. And if not, I'm gonna contact the IRS and I'm gonna tell them, hey, Kick.com will not provide the 1099. I have everything I've earned. I can pull it up on the site, take a screenshot, and send it to you. But if I don't have the 1099, I cannot formally do this. There's another workaround with it, and I'm kind of glad this exists. One of the few items that's beneficial with our governmental agencies is if you can't get the 1099, contact the IRS, let them know, and then you can put it on the itemized deductions or whatever. Like, what was it? I believe it was here. Contact the employer, payer, or issuing agency directly for copies. Estimating income when forms are incorrect or missing. So there's other ways that you can go ahead and take care of doing the taxes and everything, because the way it is in America is it's fucking ridiculous. The IRS knows exactly how much you need to report. but you have to guess how much you need to report. And if you're wrong, you go to jail. Makes no sense, right? Well, welcome to the way of taxes in America. Which is why there's so much talk about getting rid of the Fed, the Fed, Federal Reserve, and I think it needs to go away. We're gonna touch on Pokemon first before the PC game's released. Now, before this article, before I touch on this, here's a lovey-dovey little thing about it. Pokemon is done streaming on Twitch. She said that let's see, on why she's leaving Twitch, she said in a podcast episode that her exclusivity contract expired and that any new deal she could sign wouldn't be as lucrative as the deals being offered a few years ago. More to the point, though, this streamer said that she's lost interest in Twitch streaming, which she feels has regressed politically in the past 2 years and doesn't want to be tied to any one platform. Well, months ago, I had already personally decided that I don't want to re-sign with Twitch, and I don't want to re-sign exclusive with any streaming platform. It's time for me to be free as a bird. Ironically, they want to quote her as a streamer, but every fucking time I've ever tuned into the very few, she's bitching, she's whining, she's complaining, she's moping. She's a lazy-ass streamer. I don't even think that she's actually done any real fucking work. And this is my own opinion. I don't think she's done any real work outside of off of a camera. Oh, but she's co-founded things. Cool. Go co-found other companies. Cool. But whenever it comes to the nitty-gritty corporate, the corporate aspect, that's not in streaming, that's not in gaming, I don't think you've done anything worthwhile. That's just my takes. And if this comes across your feed and everything else, well, Pokemon, I hope you understand that this is not a shot at you or your reputation. This is just my own fucking views. Because I've seen all the other shit that you've done and said over the years because it's hit my feed. How the fuck you still had a channel after dropping the N-word live on stream is beyond me. Oh, by the way, if you don't believe me, you can Google that little nugget. We're sitting here and belittle men and aspiring female creators through the past is beyond me. I know you play games like Among Us and all these little 2-bit, 8-bit type games, style games, but in my eyes, you are just somebody who just sits and bitches. You're not a gamer. You don't understand like everything that goes into strategizing on different things and the lucrativeness of a deal. Lady, I'm going to tell you right now, you could not survive off of what I get monthly. I guarantee you. Everything in this house, to include what I get monthly, we were to swap for 2 years, your ass would be homeless. Guarantee you. Because I can't survive if my contract's not, this much. Streaming is not meant to be your saving grace. It's not. I do streaming and I do content creation as an outlet. I do these weekly podcast episodes as my echo chamber, me venting about the bullshit I see every single week coming across my feed on Twitter. And all the bullshit I see within the platforms. I'll touch on everything here, like within what I feel like they're doing correct and incorrect. That'll be it towards the end. But whenever I see somebody like this sit there and like, oh, the signing wouldn't be as lucrative. Unless the lucrative deal is as much as Ninja got paid to go to Mixer for a few months. And he still got paid out, if not doubled, or Shroud, or Gathalion, or Ewok. And no, before anybody says they were the reason why I failed, it is not their fault why they failed. It is Mixer staff, mainly in part one person, who did not listen to their partners or their creators, and she was a racist bitch to a black employee, saying that she can make or break anybody and that partners are her, and I am quoting the exact words of Millie, partners are her slaves. The exact fucking quote. I know exactly who it is who said that. Because one thing about me is I do my research when, especially whenever it comes to something like that. Especially if it's a staff member of a platform I stream to. And I started digging and I found out exactly who the fuck it is. Ironically enough, she works for the partners influence area at Amazon. I'll leave it to you, like, I'll leave it at that. But, you know, she said this after she said this. So much manosphere red pill bullshit. My priority is making a cool, safe environment. Hang on. Oh, it's that. Oh, I don't want that. I don't want to download that. Fuck no. My priority is making a cool, safe environment in a community for many, many, many people, she said. I think there are a lot of problems that minorities on Twitch still face and that I wish they could do more about. I don't think they try, and I appreciate that. I do think they try, and I appreciate that a ton. I really do give them credit for that. But girl, it's 2024. We still got so many of these damn problems. Like when I tell you there are people, viewers on Twitch, who harass and talk to streamers to no end, who have made thousands of accounts. Ironically, she already knows about this. And you can send this information for years to Twitch. They can't do anything. They're not going to do a thing about it because they don't do IP bans. Like, yeah, I know I was extremely critical on her, but she does make some really good points. she's been in this fucking game for the past decade. I could literally sit on Instagram and talk shit for an hour, and I've never been able to do that before. Can you believe that I've never been able to do that before? Yeah, that's a fucking lie. Contend that you talk shit to a lot of people. Don't sit here and try to play princess. But it's interesting that she sees a core problem that Twitch has, and that they will not do. And it's one of the reasons why she's leaving. And I get it. Oh, by the way, I'm about to post on Trovo response after this. What's your streaming plans this weekend? Weekend gamers. We'll roll into this. I'll also have this on here as well because there's quite a few. So the big releases are Persona 3 Reloaded, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Helldivers 2. Looks fun as hell, mind you. Skull and Bones, February 16th, which looks fun as hell, mind you. Pacific Drive and Nightingale. These are the big releases. And here's the releasing in February. February 1st, all the way through the 29th. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Spell Rogue Early Access, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, Islands of Insight, Lisfanga, Ultros, Tomb Raider, the first three Tomb Raiders, 1 through 3, remastered. Solium Infernum, Balatro, Last Epoch. Think Path of Exile. Terminator Dark Fate. Oh, it's an RTS. All right. I'll have to take a look at this, which we'll do here in a second. Garden Life, a Cozy Sim, Promenade, Wrath, Atheon. It's a Quake 1 style shooter. Brothers Attila Two Sons remake, Star Wars Dark Force remastered, Ad Infernum. All right, let's take a gander on this. Turn this up. Play. I haven't seen this before, so.
Are we on? Are they jamming us again? Oh, I don't have much time. We are tracking multiple active HKs, but listen, there is someone else out here with us. Someone else fighting the machines. I don't know who these guys are, but they look pro. Which is crazy, because there isn't a military anymore, right? We're too far north for them to be cartel. That doesn't mean they're going to be on our side. I learned that the hard way. There are too many other survivor groups out here, each with their own agenda, not realizing there is only one real goal in this war. I think... All right, listen, I'll try to track them, get more information. If they're friendly, we sure could do with the help, and if not... We're out of here. Being in the movement means always on the move, right? We lost good people today. Fighting this new ally is everything.
I'm not gonna lie, this actually looks interesting. Oh. Laser fence from Siberian Sun. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance is a gritty RTS that puts you in the middle of the future wars between humanity and Legion's synthetic intelligence machine network. Take command and lead your army to foil Legion's plan to destroy humanity or play as one of three factions in a skirmish in multiplayer. Alright. Got my attention. Okay, I didn't know what was gonna pop up. I'm actually gonna put this on my wish list because RTS games were what got my my notion into gaming. So this is Terminator Dark Fate. Pause. Add to wish list. The publisher and developer is Slytherin Limited. They have also what other games have y'all done? They've done Command Modern Op. What? I've done this one. The next gen and cross domain modern wargaming enables you to simulate every military engagement from post World War II to present day. Shit. Put. Oh no, I didn't want to put that on cart. No. Remove. Go back. Go back. I wanted wish list.
The War Planner update is the biggest package of changes ever made in the history.
Like this has operations planner, everything. Obviously, it is single player because if they had it where it's on. Continue to external. I don't really. but they've also done a couple other ones as well. So I'm actually kind of interested on seeing what that entails. All right. So here's just my opinions on what I feel each site is doing right or wrong. And Pokemon kind of touched on it briefly with things. But we're just gonna go straight down. I'm gonna go down the list. Pick first. First and foremost is the 1099 issue. They need to send out the tax forms. That's about it. And then the other one is they're not listening to all of its creators, not just the partner ones, but the smaller guys like me that have less than 1,000 followers. And it seems like they're signing every single big shot that comes across their like that they see. When you do this, you cause a rift between your community and your site. When you sign the bigger guys and you ignore everybody else, it's just Another one is they don't permaban people who habitually break their TOS, such as making multiple accounts, ban evasion, constantly harassing, threatening, doxing, and more or less just breaking the law. They don't permaban people. It's going to open them up into a world of issues. And there's really no updated site moderation tools, kind of like how Twitch has. I wish Kick would really hit up Twitch and be like, how did y'all do this? Because I love it whenever, and by the way, whenever I was going through here, within the chat that's docked on Twitch, possible ban evader, a restricted chat. Do y'all know how much easier that would make our lives on Kick if that was to happen? I wouldn't have to see this. I wouldn't have to have a separate instance of Streamlabs up and recording everything that comes across the channels that are embedded. Like, if y'all updated your site moderation tools, which is what I've been trying to desperately get them to do, it would be easy. For Twitch, the only thing that's really for me is they don't permaban people who habitually break TOS. Their moderation tools are fucking top notch. Like, I'm gonna reach out to one of the developers on that swung by, like, actually I'll mention this a little. But Twitch actually has it to where, as I just said, they have the restricted chats on people who are possibly ban evaders. If I'm seeing that, I'm not even engaging with them. I'm just moving on. Whereas if I think that they're not a ban evader and they come in on a brand new account with no logo or anything like that, I don't know who they are. I don't know if somebody we just banned 30 seconds ago. It should identify, but they don't. Anyways, Rumble, there's no real alert system. And the Rumbot that I have, aggravating because every time they push out the update, I have to download the update instead of automatically updating. Mix it up, automatically updates. Streamlabs, Stream Elements, those are embedded on their site. I can just easily take the browser source and throw it onto OBS instead of having the WebSocket URL going, which bogs the computer down and everything else because everything's going internal. If I had a browser source which had my my streamer ID token embedded onto that site, it'd be easy. And there's no real moderation tools on Trova except for just mute the account. That's about it. Like, seriously, and their support system is damn near non-existent. For Trovo, same thing as the other three. No, they don't permaban individuals who habitually break TOS. They're ignoring their creators. If you think I'm lying, I remember back when they would do They're like little town halls. I haven't seen that in a while. I have not seen that in a while. On top of that, with the ignoring creators, you're not taking feedback from us either. So it's basically feeling like Trovo is giving us a middle finger. You only care about this stupid PK arena or this breakout tournament thing that more than half the site is forced to utilize and we don't like. You're not focusing on people who have been in this industry for longer than your site's been around. And it feels like you're not doing a damn thing worthwhile. And the other thing that I have an issue with is one of your own little head moderators. Let me actually get the fucking terminology correct. Hold on. I want to be sure I get this right. Where are you at? We're gonna go here. Maybe? Yeah. Your head community team and lead moderator, who's also on the global teams list. Threatening, and I'm going to quote exactly how it said. Quote, "The problem is resolved upon submission. Please do not bring it up again or I may be forced to suspend you per guidelines 7.6. So I'll go and take a look at section 7.6, which is discussing moderators' decisions and actions or discussing disciplinary actions taken against a user in public. Any complaints or reports regarding to moderator's behavior may be sent privately to," and I'm not going to put there. However, whenever there's an issue with a staff member, it bears upon being mentioned. That is why they asked for a direct message so that they could relay the information to you. I sent them who to contact. I sent them the email as to who they can fucking contact. Because I'm not going to sit here and have somebody try to abuse their power on Discord of all places and have the power to permanently suspend that account on the site. I'm not going to have that happen. I'm going to have them send the screenshots and the messages to the email I told them to get in contact with. I have a big fucking issue with that. Moving on to live space. The alerts need to be separate from integrating with Twitch. Just point blank, because I'm actually I'm getting tired whenever somebody follows on Twitch, it queues up for the live space. And I've disconnected my Twitch integration with it, and it still does it. Like, it's aggravating. Now, the one site that is not in this group on issues that are relevant within my experience is SharePlay. They are aware of what needs to be worked on. They are aware of what needs to be improved on. They have things, which I've also seen one feature being rolled out. I actually got to test it, which was actually pretty cool. I did that while I was on my time off. They said, "Hey, can somebody fire up their stream real quick?" I quickly fired it up, and the main account for SharePlay brought me in on the feature testing, and it was actually pretty cool. Now, there's going to be some ways to kind of like work it a little bit to where I'm not hearing certain things and they're not hearing certain things, but that's what Discord's used for. That's what I really love for it. There's no faults within SharePlay because they're aware that there's alerts coming up, that they need to work on alerts. They're aware that they need moderation tools. They're working on those. They're aware that there's going to be issues with people, and they're going to be working on those. Now, one of the staff members, mainly in development, on their development section, it came by my stream on the second. Actually, I think it was earlier this morning before I got off. They came by, they chilled, they were chatting, and they were testing things in my channel. I love that. I'm that guy that I don't mind if you test things, especially if you're within the development, a coding entity, an engineer, whatever. If you want to use my channel as a guinea pig, go ahead. I do not mind whatsoever. And this goes for all platforms. Rumble, Twitch, Trovo, Kick, Live Space, and SharePlay. If y'all want to sit there and try to test something in my channel, I'm all for it. I don't mind. Even if it means like trying to set up a bot to where it'll delete a link, I don't care. I welcome that. Because if I can be that catalyst to where it improves the site's functionality overall, I'm all for it. Like 100%. But anyways, I know this has been a pretty lengthy episode. We spent a lot on the political sphere, especially with that freaking representatives little notion. But it bared to be said. And I'm gonna laugh. Fucking laugh. If this has any entity that claims to have a trying to do a copyright. Because that's gonna be interesting to do so. We'll just leave it at that. Anyways, if y'all want to swing by the stream, Monday through Saturday, all links will be in the description below. I will have those. I will have the articles as well. Every other week, I'm going to be bringing in a guest. If you want to be on the podcast, just sit there, shoot the shit. I ask you a couple questions pertaining to what you do, whether you're in gaming, whether you're in film, whether you're in sports, whatever entity that you're in. Join the Discord. Get in contact with me. Don't direct message me. Get in contact with me. You can tag me and everything. I'll create a section. The only thing that I ask is you abide by the TOS. That's it. No racial slurs. You can cuss all day long. I don't fucking care. No racial slurs. I'll coordinate with you. We'll just shoot the shit. Have fun. But if you want to be a guest, join the Discord. Other than that, if you want to support the channel anyway, follows and likes and subscribes help out immensely. Follow me on socials. Swing by the channel. Say, hey, I'm lurking. I appreciate lurkers. And I will see you on the next one. And y'all take care. Peace.